So this is another of our cinematic critique episodes. Obviously, it's operating within the haunted house subgenre of horror films. Think Amityville Horror, Poltergeist, House on Haunted Hill. All those wonderful movies where people voluntarily spend significant amounts of time in houses that are well known for horrific histories, being erected on or near cursed ground, or both. The funny thing about those movies is that the audience's knee-jerk reaction is always, don't buy that house, or don't go in there, you dumbass, of course there's totally unbelievable shit gonna go down. As if the characters should know unequivocally that the shit's haunted just because someone's been axed there once upon a time. Seriously though, even though I've seen all these movies in real life, as a first homebuyer, I would pounce on a murder house. Can't beat the price. The cleaning job it would have had after the deed was done would have been forensically top-notch, so you know you're getting a germ-free place. And hey, somebody died there. It's history. It's kind of cool in a creepy, funky Alice Cooper sort of way. Sure, it's someone's tragedy, but it's not yours, and if I've learned a single truth in my fleeting 27 years, it's that humanity has no problem living with someone else's tragedy. We're very experiential creatures, empathy just isn't that easy. Anyway, some technical details now because this is getting far too philosophical for my liking. My lovely wife Renee is responsible for all of the fantastic art, as always. She went for a New England look. I mean, we could have gone all patriotic and set this in Australia, but the fact is I think most people globally come to these haunted house flicks via Hollywood, so it just felt right to set it in America. And the North, not the South, because when you get into ghosts in the South, it gets very Southern Gothic very quickly, and while I love that, it wasn't really the feel I was going for here. So once Renee was finished with the drawings, I assembled the heads in Photoshop Elements. That's right, kids, I'm too cheap to buy Photoshop proper. And then took everything into Applemotion 3, fledgling animators. It is not the ideal software, but it is what I have, and animated it piece by piece. First lip syncing, and to do that you just time the appearance of the various mouth shapes, which Renee had prepared earlier with the dialogue track. Then animated eyes and eyebrows and those little lip ridges below their mouths. Not something you'll have noticed, I imagine, but I find it really sells the lip syncing, so to me it's worth the extra time to do. And I wanted to make sure this episode popped as much as possible since we had a wonderful guest star for voice acting with this episode, the very talented, very famous Mr. Curtis Takahata 101 Arnott, playing Ricky the real estate agent. I hope I pronounced Tucker's last name right. I only pronounce it that way because there is a very large and very popular company in Australia which makes and sells all kinds of biscuits, cookies, wafers, chocolate crackers, those sorts of things. And they are also called Arnott, and that's how we say it down here. Actually, who knows? Curtis may be the long-lost heir to the Arnott's biscuit fortune, and he's shut himself away in the depths of Canada, spurning the wealth and privilege to which he was born, the better to rescue baby seals and do magnificent voice acting in his spare time. You know what? That sounds eerily plausible to me. Let's go with that. All of which is to say, Tucker did a stand-up job with Ricky, which anyone who's familiar with his work will be completely unsurprised by. I was really happy with what he did, so a very big thank you to him. A very big thank you to Bear Call TV's ace in the hole, Mark the engineer, who arranged the collaboration. We don't pay him enough, but monetary value is so arbitrary, don't you think? The important thing is he is loved, as are all of you. Thanks for watching, guys.